Compared with when I started, women can now wear trousers to work. It's a big deal.
When I started, there were very few women judges. There were no women law school deans that I knew of.
I'm finding now there are more women in position of authority. There are just more women practicing overall.
When I sit down with adversaries, with colleagues, it's no longer male-dominated.
There's just generally more diversity across the profession. I started doing transgender advocacy work at a time when very few people in this country even knew what it was. And over the course now of almost 25 years, I am proud to have been a part of a dramatic sea change in terms of the laws and the policies and the court cases that have come out advancing transgender people's rights.
In the work that I do, we often see people at the very depths of despair. If I can serve as a guide through that process, that's when I say I'm glad I became a lawyer.
When I've negotiated a settlement or I've explained something to a client and the client's just so grateful, and I think this is why I became a lawyer, to help people in ways that empower them.
When I look at my children and see that they respect the law, they're respectful people, they really, really appreciate the fact that their mother is a professional legal person, and I'm not afraid to take a stand.
Certain days I'm very, very happy, and I'll say to my husband, I did the best I could today. And I really mean that. And I am grateful to the legal profession that I can say that as many nights as I do.
When I see the faces of the change that I've been able to effectuate for my clients, that I think, I'm happy I became a lawyer.
When a lawyer told me, my mentor at the time, when you're in a deposition, I want you to sit across from your opponent and stare your opponent straight in the eye. So I did that as a young attorney. On the break, he asked me out. He thought I was trying to hit on him. That's when I learned I'm just going to be myself. I can't follow anyone else. The best piece of professional advice I've ever received was be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else's persona. If you've got a quirk, embrace the quirk.
A person really has to be able to maintain a connection to their core principles and to their beliefs, but also to be able to understand the wide range of different opinions that people have about what a vision for justice should look like.
What I've learned is that it is a necessary but not sufficient condition to be an excellent lawyer if one is going to succeed.
To be respectful to opposing counsel and not always assert what I know, but engage in conversation, and that might be the best way to get things, particularly as a woman.
I wish I knew that partners and judges were people. I was so intimidated by a law firm partner or a judge. I thought that they had it all. And then I learned over the years, in large measure, because I was older going back, that they were just like me. They had children, they had families, they had good days and bad days.
I wish I had known when I started that it's a long career. You don't have to do everything you want to do in your first 5 years.
When you're starting out, you think you need to know everything, and you think if you don't know everything, something's wrong. And if somebody had told me that in 10, 15 years, maybe even 5 years, I would be feeling much more comfortable and much more confident, that probably would have given me something to shoot for, but you realize it as time goes on. I think my proudest accomplishment as an attorney is I am President-elect of the Massachusetts Bar Association. I'm a woman, and I'm President-elect of the Massachusetts Bar Association.
For women to establish leadership, they have to have a unique combination of unbelievable skill, but also humility.
I think it's so important to always remember that I have this wonderful profession because of the women who came before me. Working with younger women and helping them to blossom in their careers is really one of the things I'm proudest of in my career.
Women nowadays in this country in this time are the most empowered they've ever been in the history of humanity. Embrace that. Be grateful for it.